All right, we are now going to swear in Senator Ben Allen. Ben, please repeat after me. I, Ben Allen, do solemnly swear.
I, Ben Allen, do solemnly swear.
Solemnly swear.
Solidly too.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties.
Upon which I am about to enter.
Upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations, you are a state senator. I'll get the Bible back to you.
Okay, good. Thank you. Wow, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Holly Kendig, wonderful Holly Kendig, one of my best friend's moms growing up. She was the first female litigation partner at O'Melveny & Myers, and she's now serving the community on the bench. I just so really appreciate you honoring me today with this wonderful swearing-in ceremony. What an incredible evening. I'm a little embarrassed, to be honest. We wanted to have an opportunity to give the folks of this community the opportunity to celebrate and hear from some of the leaders of the community. And I just am so humbled by the turnout tonight. It's an extraordinary group of people. I see so many wonderful friends and family, and I'm very humbled to see everyone here. First of all, I want to just thank some of the incredible people from my staff who helped to put this event together. Lauren Pizer-Maines, Sam Liu, Sam David, Jamie Reyna. They really worked so hard to make this event a success. Obviously, the extraordinary people in this school district who helped organize the event: Annette Bolin, Catherine Baxter, Carrie Upton, obviously Joni and Jeff. You're going to see the performance of our Santa Monica High School students in a little bit. What an incredible set of performances tonight. The jazz combo. Oh my God. You know, my old scout troop, Rabbi Renner, thank you for your kind words. Those were wonderfully inspiring words. The Miracosta Vocal Ensemble, such beautiful music. The Gay Men's Chorus, of course. The Gay Men's Chorus just sang, the first song they sang, I don't know if anyone noticed, was I Love You, California, which is our official state song. That I've lived in this state for 36 years, and I've never heard that song live. So we made sure to bring it to you tonight. The state song of the state of California. The Hollywood Youth Orchestra, an inspiring, excellent orchestra, so fantastic. And then, of course, you'll be hearing after this from our Sam Ojai Masterworks Chorus and the Chamber Orchestra. Obviously, the beautiful, inspiring words and music that is testament to the extraordinary creativity that is so much at the heart of this wonderful metropolis of ours. Indeed, this evening's been a great celebration of our youth and of our arts. And it was just wonderful to see everyone. I also obviously want to thank the elected officials and the leaders who spoke for your kind words and your encouragement. A very special round of applause for our wonderful mistress of ceremonies, Autumn Burke. Autumn, of course, has such an extraordinary legacy of public service in her family, but she's also a really wonderful born leader in her own right, and I'm just so looking forward to working with you to serve the people of this community here. Obviously, Congressman Liu, so exciting to have you in Washington, D.C., representing our communities. Fran Pavley, a great mentor and friend in the Senate, been such an extraordinary environmental leader. Mayor Garcetti, an extraordinary new leader who brings fresh energy to City Hall in Los Angeles, who's got an incredibly bright future ahead of him. So thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Our very, very capable treasurer, who I'm very disappointed to hear is not a constituent. Isidore, you've got one of the best men in Sacramento that you are serving. John Chung is an extraordinary person. I was so honored to have him here today. And of course, Zev Yaroslavsky, who's just provided such exceptional leadership to the Los Angeles area over the last 40 years of extraordinary, exemplary service. Thank you so much for everything you've done for this community, Zev. I know we've got a lot of wonderful elected officials here today. I see Assemblymember Richard Bloom, our wonderful mayor, former mayor here from Santa Monica, who's also representing our community. Nice to see you, Richard. Thank you for being here. Assemblyman Ridley Thomas, I know, is here, represents Westwood. We represent Westwood together. Assemblymember Ridley Thomas also serves as the Assembly's chair of the Elections and Constitutional Amendments Committee, so we're going to be doing a lot of good work together in the coming year. I know that Assemblymember Adrien Nazarian is here. We both represent Runyon Canyon together and the wonderful communities of Hollywood that these kids came from, so thank you for being here, Assemblymember Nazarian. I know Congresswoman Janice Hahn is here. I'm honored by your presence. Thank you for being here. Thank you. My colleague and senatorial neighbor, not only geographically, but also on the floor of the Senate, Isidore Hall, just elected our newest state senator. Some exemplary former legislators are here. Congressman Tony Bielenson, who wrote the bill that created the Santa Monica Mountains National Recreation Area. He's here. Alan Soroti, who gave us our state fossil, the saber-toothed cat. Wonderful man, wonderful man. I know Steve Bradford's here, who actually was Autumn's immediate predecessor in the State Assembly. Thank you for being here, Steve. And then, of course, former Assemblymember Paul Koretz, who's now on the LA City Council, another wonderful leader. So that we've got so many local elected officials. I just love it if all of the local elected officials could stand, please, and just be recognized from all over this district. Mike Bonin, I see over here. I see Heidi Ashcraft, Santa Monica members. Our new mayor, Kevin McEwen. Hey, Amy. Nice to see you. Hani Fengari. Manhattan Beach, right there. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so, so much. One of the great pleasures of this campaign was the opportunity to go around and meet with these extraordinary people who have stepped forward to serve their local communities. It's not an easy thing to do. And oftentimes we have such wonderful communities, but they're very active communities. And oftentimes the elected officials bear the brunt of that activity. And they're wonderful people. They're serving their communities, and I appreciate you being here and also your service. Of course, I have to thank my wonderful family here in the front. So grateful to you. I'm just so fortunate. I'm so fortunate to each and every one of you, and I'm very excited that Paloma will be performing tonight as part of the choral group. Or maybe not, who knows? I thought you were. We've got to work on communication in the family, I guess, but you know. All right, well, we'll be hearing from them. So anyway, she's a member of the chorus and an incredible singer, and you'll have the opportunity to hear her someday. Obviously, my biggest thanks goes to all of you here tonight. You were the people who were there with me every step of the way during the campaign, for supporting me. We had an incredible grassroots movement all over this extraordinary district that borders Studio City, and it goes all the way down to the Palos Verdes Peninsula and on to Santa Catalina Island and San Clemente Islands. It was a lot of work getting around this district, and it's the people in this room that really pushed me over the edge, gave me the inspiration, gave me the support and the love, and I'm just incredibly grateful to you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Now, running for office is just a very special experience. You meet so many people. You learn so much. You've got all these great, wonderful, different experiences. And of course, you make yourself open to scrutiny, both in terms of your policy positions, every single thing you say, and then of course, your appearance. Now, one of the great controversies of this campaign was the critical question, of my facial hair. Now, it's a controversy that produced perhaps the best letter that we received through the course of the entire campaign. And now, of course, part of the process of running for office is unfortunately involves pummeling the poor, unsuspecting voters with mail. Now, all of you suffered through this. The environmentalist in me, of course, hates it. But I do continue to be convinced, but still in this day and age, that it's a critical way to engage with voters, especially in a low turnout election. But I think that'll start to change over time. But after receiving the umpteenth piece of mail extolling my purported virtues, a constituent sent us the following letter with no address or return name. Now it starts out, here it is. Yes, I'll get my 2 bridge groups to vote for you. Ladies 115. Now, if you just shaved your face, I think you would be a very handsome man. Whomever started this fad should be buried in dirt. Yuck. You all look dirty, bugs crawling around. I'll look for the new you. Good luck, Ben Allen. So now that the campaign is over, if you do have strong opinions about this vital existential question, I know that Jamie and Sam will be distributing comment cards in the back. And of course, if you're the person who sent me this letter and you're here today, please make sure to introduce yourself. Now, there are a lot of people in this room tonight who actually remember me when I was altogether without facial hair. Many of them watched me grow up through this wonderful school district. And it's a district that's run by an extraordinary team of educators. And I just want to thank the district and its leadership, my school board colleagues. So many of you are here tonight. Thank you. The administration, and our incredible teachers and staff who inspired me every step of the way when I was a kid, and I know are continuing to inspire the next generation of our young people. I'm just so grateful to you and everything you've done to make this school district so wonderful, and all the educators who are here tonight who work so hard to help our young people. A big round of applause to them. You taught me so much, not only as a student, but as a school board member. So this is the district where I grew up. This is, in fact, the very stage where I asked my fellow students for their support when I was running for the student government. And I know Greg Moreno. I was the student body president. My vice president is here in the audience. There you go. This is also, thank you, Greg. This is also the stage where I acted in the musical Peter Pan. I played the villainous Captain Hook, which is a role that I will continue to play in the state legislature. And so it's particularly poignant to celebrate this event today right here in this high school auditorium that I know and love so well, Barnum Hall. This Works Progress Administration building that is a gorgeous and lasting legacy to President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's sustained and deep commitment to public investment in American jobs, arts and creativity, human ingenuity. It's President Roosevelt's investment in a bright, hopeful future that stretched out far beyond the deprivations and the storm clouds of the Great Depression. And of course, President Roosevelt charted out a course of investment in infrastructure, in education, in social uplift, leaving a physical legacy while also laying down the early seeds that eventually blossomed into the civil rights movement that we celebrate this very special Martin Luther King Day weekend. President Roosevelt and Dr. King inspired us to dream of grand visions for America and asked us to dig deep and come together to solve social ills, create a more just and equitable society, and bring us closer to Dr. King's vision of a beloved community. And when you go back and you look at their speeches, you can't help but be struck by how timely some of their message, some of their calls to action still ring true today. They certainly galvanized me as I step into this new role, because we do have so much work ahead. As has been mentioned, I'm so honored to have been selected by the President Pro Tem as chair of our Senate Committee on Elections and Constitutional Amendments. And I really do hope to look for new ways to boost voter turnout and engage our populace more deeply in the civic process. Now, we all know there was terrible voter turnout here, but what's interesting about this is that while voter turnout around the state was generally low, voter turnout in Los Angeles County was a disaster, a full 11 points below the statewide average. In fact, here's an interesting juxtaposition for you. On the exact same election day, November 4th of last year, with the same ballot, the same propositions, the same choices, the voters of Sierra County, up in the mountains, had a 73% voter turnout. Shockingly, LA County was at 31% that very same day. Now, it turns out that some of the biggest discernible differences lie in the robustness of Sierra County's vote-by-mail program, something that really merits greater examination here. We're also going to look at ways we may free up legal barriers currently preventing voters in localities to greenlight deeper investments in education and transit, if that's what they want to do. We're going to look at campaign finance reform questions. Some of the things I'd like to work on, I really do want to give school boards greater control over vaccination policies so they can take further action to protect their community's children. I want to create a pipeline to encourage more of our best and brightest to go into teaching. I want to help bring more support to Los Angeles' growing but still grotesquely inadequate transportation system. And of course, support efforts to purchase, preserve, and protect open spaces here locally. Now, of course, more broadly, yes, very open space. We have such a myriad of challenges before us at the state level, an educational system struggling to evolve and respond to the challenges of a changing world, the long-term fiscal, financial viability of our state's budget and our state's economy, a devastating drought and the concomitant water challenges, a changing global marketplace and the need to continue to stoke commercial innovation, economic ingenuity, and vitality, rewarding high-quality job creation and removing unnecessary barriers that block innovation, persistent and growing environmental challenges, but also opportunities as California leads the way to a new, greener economy powered by more renewable energy sources, a transportation crisis here in Los Angeles, and of course the persistent challenge presented by deprivation here in California, particularly in the wake of the recent recession, which has left a quarter of our state, 1 in 4 of our fellow Californians, at or below the poverty line. Now, my colleague on the school board, Jose Escarce, actually studies poverty and health outcomes. He's a very good man. He's got a very serious commitment to public policy and public service, and he was very much involved with my original decision to run for the school board. He wrote me the very day after the election, and he recommended that I read this New York Times article written by Thomas Friedman that basically said, in Dr. Escarce's paraphrase, that it should be about doing difficult things when you govern. And he wrote to me, "I hope you go to Sacramento to try to do difficult things." And that's, of course, what the work should be about. That's the only thing that would make the madness of living in 2 cities, flying back and forth between Sacramento and Los Angeles, constantly packing and unpacking, relentless meetings and hearings, the only thing that would make all that worth it would be to do meaningful, difficult work on behalf of the state of California and the people of this extraordinary Senate district. It's challenging, it's fulfilling, it's meaningful, it's exciting work, but it's difficult work, and I ask for your help. Those of you who helped to bring me here to this moment, I ask for your help as we seek to address these great challenges. Help me and the other leaders who have spoken today, the other leaders who we've just recognized and who are in attendance today, to do the difficult things, to give us the space and the encouragement that we need, but also to inspire us as to the fierce urgency, to give us the courage to pursue those policies that will bring us ever closer to Dr. King's vision of a truly beloved community. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for your love and your support. I'm going to work incredibly hard to make you proud. Now let's go celebrate. Thank you. Thank you so much.